I thought that would be cool. But I did get to shake his hand, though. I did go. I walked right in there, and he was there, and he was welcoming us all to his show, and I just went right up to him and said, "May I shake your hand?" He says, "Yes, you may." And I shook his hand and gave him the thumbs up, and that was cool. And then after that, I just started at HR Blood and Guts, which is at the back of the park, and I just made like a little circle around. I went over to Saws and Steam and Nevermore, and I was just making my way around. I actually thought this fellow, while I was in line for Nevermore, there was this fellow that was next to me in the line a couple of times, so I actually thought it was Dr. Jimmy. Now, for those of you who don't know who Dr. Jimmy is, he's this fellow who does these videos on YouTube of he does like little reviews of houses, past houses. He does like these little retrospective videos of the past years of Halloween Horror Nights, and he's done some speculation videos, and he's pretty well respected by HHN fans. I do highly recommend his videos. He's very informative and he's very entertaining. And his channel name, the name of his YouTube channel is Dockimo, DOCKIMO. And I had to ask him, because I kept looking at him. His hair was wavy. His hair was too wavy, and it was brown. But I had to ask him just to be sure. I said, "Pardon me, are you Dr. Jimmy?" And he's like, "No, I'm not." And I just told him who Dr. Jimmy was. And I told him, I said, "You kind of look like him." And he said, "Well, I'm not." But then, after I came out of the Poe house, right out there in front of the Men in Black building, I actually ran into the real Dr. Jimmy, and I was just so amazed. And we got our picture taken together. We took it in front of the Robo Oasis. There's this animatronic robot guy who talks to people, and there was this red light shining down on us, and it was very, very atmospheric, very cool. It was also cool that I remembered how this stupid camera works, because it was still on video mode instead of the photo mode. But we finally got it straightened out, and we got the picture taken, and it looked awesome. And I thanked him. Then onward, kept going down, making my way. Maybe made my way through the Canyon of Dark Souls, and I got to go then to the In-Between house, which was awesome. The 3D in there was very, very effective. I didn't get to keep my glasses, though. They would have made a nice souvenir. But there was the guy there with the big trash bin and the sign saying, "Please return your glasses here." So I did. But that house was incredible. Really good. And let's see. What was... Oh yes, after that there was The Forsaken. Now that one we had a little added treat in the line, because they were tearing down the old Planet Hollywood building, and we were all standing in line waiting to get inside the house, and we heard these noises and this movement off to the back in the trees there, and we looked and we saw this building was falling apart right in front of our eyes. We were like, what in the world was that? I thought for a minute there, I thought it was the acid assault zone. But then we could see movement, and we saw the crane, and they're just tearing down the old Planet Hollywood building. So that, I think they waited to do that on purpose during Halloween Horror Night, so people would think a building really was falling apart, and so that was like an added treat. Get to watch a building being torn down. But it was very surprising. It was very effective. You could just see the top of the building through the trees, and heard these noises, and there's a building falling right over there, and everybody's like, "What was that?" But the Forsaken was good. Got a few. It was all the houses, you know. I got a few jumps here and there. Let's see. But after that, I went through the grown evil zone. That's the forest area with the birds and the bats. I was filming in that area, and one of the stilt walkers in a raven costume, he put his face up in the camera and started pecking at the camera, and it was good. And then I just made my way down back to the front, and I got the first three houses that I bypassed in order to get to HR Blood and Guts. It was Winter's Night, and I think I went to the Thing. Yeah, I was filming in the Acid Assault Zone, and the entrance to the Thing house is there. The Acid Assault was the effects they did with the projecting the buildings and making them look like they were falling apart was just amazing, and it showed up really good on the video too. In fact, I think it was more it looks more effective on the video than it does if you're actually there watching it, because you can still see the build, even though it's darkened. You can still see the building a little